Welcome to another game cast by Gwin and Rohans, that is GrStarcraft. We're going to be casting another one of Lzuruha's games. You know, we have Lzuruha's Qwerty here against Gretorp. You know, Qwerty, a new addition to Team Lzuruha, has not lost that TG tag there yet. You know, against Gretorp, of course, the illustrious caster from the Nasl. Also, you know, a fantastic player. Used to be on Team Fnatic, I believe. But we're going to jump right into this game. This is a Protoss versus Terran on Metalopolis. Rohans, take us away.
Yeah, Qwerty actually congratulating Gretorp, saying, you know, what a fantastic job he's been doing with the NASL, and what a really cool tournament so far. I cannot complain about anything with them. And Gretorp, being a former member of Team Fnatic, recently left them. I'm not sure how his Terran skills are these days. I know he's been spending a lot of time casting, but I'm still sure he's in top form here for this Terran vs Protoss we have here on Metalopolis. Cross positions, nothing out of the ordinary so far. Looks like Gretorp may be trying to wall off, which has its disadvantages, of course.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, on the topic of that wall off, you know, walling off against Protoss, it's definitely a good move against Zerg, but against Protoss it kind of has its disadvantages, as you mentioned. You know, Void Ray pressure early, like a 2-gate or a 3-gate Void Ray build out of Protoss can very easily snipe this, you know, with Stalkers from the low ground and a Void Ray picking away at it. But against a Dark Templar opening, having that wall at the front is, you know, pretty essential to keeping the integrity of your base against those sneaky cloaked SCV killers.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. As far as the Void Ray builds go, they really do a fantastic job against wall-off Terrans. But, you know, Gwyn, I think we may be seeing Gretorp here do some type of fast expand play, because he has not yet taken a gas, no refinery down. So we do have a probe coming in right now. Qwerty has a probe in there. May get picked off by this Marine about to pop out. We'll see.
And if we look at that, you know, the probe looks immediately for the gas, sees the expand going down on the low ground. Oh, that is so ballsy, Gretorp. And, you know, we'll have to see. You know, Qwerty responds immediately by throwing down a second gate. You know, instead of deciding to go for a 1-gate expand himself, you know, just says, I'm going to put a little bit of pressure on, and I think that is a great move in this case.
Yeah, definitely. Stalkers are actually really solid against Marines, primarily early on like this, before they get all the essential upgrades like Stim, Medvacs obviously healing them, and then obviously the Combat Shield as well. Little sloppy micro on Gretorp's part. I feel like he could have killed that probe in the base with a little better Marine micro of that one that popped out and maybe hid this expansion, but as you mentioned, pretty ballsy, and the probe does live to tell another day. It's actually sitting over at Gretorp's third, or would be third. So we may be seeing a proxy pylon here.
Yeah.
Qwerty actually chrono boosting just now warp gates, so he's actually got a couple units off these 2 gates first that he chrono boosted out. So, and adding a 3rd gate on us, so we're going to see some 3-gate pressure, I believe.
You know, and this is the kind of build that is great at punishing a gasless expand like this. You know, Gretorp doesn't have gas yet. You know, his geysers, you know, only just started. You know, obviously no tech labs, no reactors because of that. Going to be very late on things like Stim, very late on Combat Shield, concussive shells, and more importantly against these Stalkers, no Marauders.
Yeah, and he's dropping down 2 additional barracks, so he's getting, you know, he's going to have the ability to pump out some Marines here, but the question is how many bunkers is he going to build? This is not a fantastic map for fast expanding on, just because the natural is so spread out, and Stalkers can really get around the mineral lines, you know, by the geysers, even by the choke, so you can't put bunkers everywhere. And the question is, when this pressure comes, is Gretorp going to be able to deal with it with just unupgraded Marines?
They certainly are. We see Warp Gate, you know, very close to completing here, and these 3 gates ready for that warp in. You know, and look at this. Qwerty just going to go ahead and expand behind this, throwing down that Expo before Warp Gate finishes, before he warps in that first round of units. You know, a great move. You know, his expansion, of course, later than Gretorp's, but the pressure he's going to be able to put on getting those gates out first is going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, we do have some add-ons being added on to all 3 barracks, 2 tech labs, and a reactor, so we are going to probably see some Marauders being pumped out of these, and Stim actually is on the way. It's about
But
Oh,
hold on, Rohans. We do see a push at the front. You know, coming in, targeting fire in the middle barracks. SCV's being pulled, but the barracks, or rather the bunker falls. And look at that, Qwerty just pulls right back.
Yeah, very smart. Let those shields recharge. Didn't lose a unit. Only one stalker, I believe, and was taken below shields level there. So really good trade-off there. I think he's going to just keep warping in more units and keep trying to pick off some bunkers here. Hopefully some SCVs in the process too.
I mean, it's certainly a great move. You know, right now, if we look at Gretorp's base, this bunker at the base of the ramp is very isolated, pretty easy to be taken down, and I wouldn't be surprised if that is Qwerty's next target.
Yeah, definitely. And Gretorp has his units spread out right now, and in between the bunkers, he really should put those 2 Marines sitting there. Oh, and there he goes. And we do have some Marauders coming down the ramp now, so you may be able to deal with this a little better. A couple more Zealots and 2 more sentries being warped in here, so we could be seeing some force fields to prevent any type of repair on that bottom one. And here he goes, he's pushing in, he's going for that bunker you mentioned, Gwyn. Stalker's focus firing it down.
Looks like it is going to go down pretty easily, and the second bunker being targeted as well, going down. Look at this, Qwerty just pushing in, targeting so many SCVs now pulling back. More Zealots being warped in from that high ground, and oh, Qwerty's unstoppable aggression here, just coming in, target firing SCVs, building the bunker, such a smart move there. And another bunker falls.
Yeah, he's just picking off stuff, constantly putting pressure on Gretorp. He's having to rebuild these bunkers, and you know, if he just keeps dwindling away here, he's going to keep doing a lot of damage, picking off more SCVs in the process. Yet again, preventing that bunker from finishing, just sitting here poking in and out. Such good unit control by Qwerty. He's not taking any damage hardly, and the Zealots are taking the hits. So.
Oh, and look at this, 2 ghosts out for Gretorp. You know, Qwerty knows those could be a force to be reckoned with if they get the energy, you know, to do an EMP, and so he just moves in, going for the ghost. He also knows that, you know, Qwerty has, or Gretorp, mind you, has spent a ton of money getting those up, and wants to kill them off before they can be of much use.
Yeah, Qwerty actually pushing up the main now, using the high ground a little bit here against Gretorp, splitting his units in 2. So he's got 2 hurt units in the bunker, and these waves of reinforcements that are going to be coming out of these barracks. If he just sits here in the production facility, oh nope, he's turning around. It looks like he actually may focus fire this bunker down. Oh my goodness, this would be terrible for Gretorp to lose this.
The last bunker does go down. A little force of Marine Marauder coming down from the ramp, but I do not think it is going to be enough. There's just too many units for Qwerty here.
Yeah, and GG Gretorp, what great stalker control there in that last little engagement by Qwerty. Really solid micromanagement on his units there, getting the full effect out of him. You look at those 2 hurt stalkers right there, 9 kills, 6 kills, and they both are alive, so...
Absolutely. I mean, that is the kind of unit control out of Protoss that is just so hard to deal with as a Terran who goes for that gasless expand. Of course, you know, going for, say, a Marauder expand or a 2-Rax expand, much safer, a little bit less economically focused, but on a map like this, I would have to recommend it to some of you newer players.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. The Marauders would have made a big deal. I think the Ghosts might have been an early investment that he didn't quite need, especially with this 3-gate pressure coming, which was mainly Zealot Stalker heavy. I mean, obviously he didn't know it was going to be that, but you know, I think more Marauders probably would have helped him, and maybe repairing those SCVs a little bit quicker with some SCVs. He lost a lot of SCVs there for pretty much nothing. They weren't repairing. They were just kind of like a buffer between his units and Protoss units.
Certainly.
So.
And of course, Zealots are very effective against those SCVs.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think with that, we're going to go ahead and jump out of this game. Again, this was GrStarcraft. That is Gwin and Rohan StarCraft. You can follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/GrStarcraft. Additionally, you can see where all of these videos for Lzruha are being uploaded. That is at Lzruha's YouTube. That is, you know, youtube.com/Lzruha Media. Please subscribe, please follow us there. You know, and in the future we're gonna have some pretty cool announcements coming up, so stay tuned, keep following us to hear what those are.
Yeah, you guys are gonna be really excited, because we're definitely excited, and stay tuned in for that. We will be announcing them very shortly in the near future.
And with that, we are signing out, and we will see you in our next video.